Hi there, Smart Drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you tonight about 8 reasons why drivers fail a road test. And this is regardless of class. This is for passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, buses, and trucks. Welcome to the live stream, Smart Sunday number 24, I think we're up to. Yes, Sarah, in the reverse stall parking video, have a look at that. Corey put that up there, and as well, I go over how to pull into the parking space as well, to drive into the parking space, so that'll help you as well, okay? Carol, three-point turns seem to be the hardest. Carol, have you had a look at the video on three-point turns here on the channel? Because there's just no substitute for practicing in a vehicle. It's kind of like Bruce Lee said in Enter the Dragon, boards not hit back. There's a certain amount you can do in a video game, but there just isn't, it's just not the same. Hillary, planning to go on my road test next month in Nebraska. That's awesome, Nebraska. All right, 8 reasons, the 8 top reasons why you may not be successful on a road test. And this is probably a romantic version of somebody not being successful at something on their life. Or Otis Redding's, sitting on the dock of the bay contemplating life and why you weren't successful. And one of the pieces that I want to emphasize in terms of road tests is that sometimes people who should pass a road test don't pass. Something goes wrong in the driving environment and the student is anxious, the student is nervous, or, the stars just don't align. So I try to suggest to you not to take it personally if you're not successful on a road test. Yes, take a couple of days, be down, sit on the couch, complain about the world, eat potato chips and watch television, or do whatever you do to get over that and get on with your life. But after a couple of days, get off the couch and carry on with your life, because unfortunately we can't be successful all the time in life. And what they say, fall down 7 times or fail 7 times and get back up 8 times. It's just that keep getting back up. It's like Thomas Wayne said to Bruce Wayne, his son, in Batman. Why do we fall down? We fall down so we can learn to pick ourselves up. And that is the most important thing about failure. And the other thing that I put on here on this slide is first impressions. Now, if you're going for a road test and you're not in a driving school car, think about first impressions. If you show up at the test center in a car that's dirty and the examiner gets in and the footwells are up to your knees with old, fast food wrappers and those types of things, it's not likely you're going to be successful on your road test, because you're going to form a first impression in the examiner's mind. So what I suggest to you is, if you're taking your personal vehicle down for a road test, go and clean it, go and vacuum it out, make sure that everything works. And there's a video here on the channel about pre-trip inspection for the purposes of going down for a road test. Make sure that you do a pre-trip inspection on your personal vehicle before you go for a road test, because you don't want to go down there and find out that you have a taillight out or a brake light and then you can't go out on your road test. Because if the car is not safe, for example, the passenger seatbelt doesn't work, the examiner's not safe, they can't go on the road test, and you will be denied your road test and have to rebook it. So make sure that the car is up to, is safe and can go on a road test. The posted speed limit on main roads. Now, if you're in a suburban area where it's heavily populated, there's high pedestrian traffic, or there's lots of houses around, or fixed objects, or the roads are really narrow and there's lots of parked cars, then obviously you can't do the posted speed limit. You need to have good use and good control of the brake and the throttle so that your ride is smooth and that it's not jerky and those types of things. And if you're driving a manual transmission, you have to have clutch control. You need to demonstrate to the driving examiner that you have clutch control. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, on a passenger vehicle and even most buses, because you can see 90 degrees out the 2 windows, you have to shoulder check, looking before you start moving. And if you do that on a road test, you are not going to be successful. And you cannot use backup cameras on a road test. Now, reason number 4 for not being successful on a road test is not reading the road signs and not adjusting your driving to the information that is provided via those signs. If you strike that concrete barrier, that's an automatic fail on a road test. 7 to 10 days before your road test, go and see a driving school, and you need to book this 3 weeks out so that 7 to 10 days before your road test, go and do a mock road test with a driving instructor. Mr. No, Yes, I got my Class B. That's awesome. That's for those of you who don't know, Class B is school bus. I've worked at driving schools. I've worked at 2 or 3 of them now that they switch you around between students, and that is just I hate that. I absolutely hate it, because I'll tell you right now, you show me 50 driving instructors, I'll show you 50 ways to drive a truck. Okay, so go to the driving school, ask them, do I have the same driving instructor for the duration of the course? If you have the same driving instructor for the duration of your tractor trailer course, that's the school you want to go to. Okay. Bantu is in Ottawa. Generation, thank you so much, pointing out my introduction and helping me to fix that. So, good luck to everybody taking a road test this week. Congratulations to everybody who passed a road test last week. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great night. Bye now. The video flashes in the bottom. I now know what you're saying. Yes, so for the first 200 videos, that was there. We now have fixed that, so that doesn't do that anymore.